Okay, a lot of people ask, and I'm a Chabad rabbi, what's the deal with the Rebbe being Mashiach? In fact, Chabad is the most important Jewish organization in the world. It impacts millions of Jews, and people, in fact, their courses, university, all about Chabad. They want to know about Chabad. And many people have heard, well, some people believe the Rebbe is Mashiach, some people believe he's not. They're confused. So I'm here to unconfuse you. The bottom line is that Chabad is Judaism, not exclusively Judaism. Chabad, as Hasidus always was and is, it is a philosophy. The Baal Shem Tov, who I translated 3 books, working on a 4th, is nothing different than Judaism on steroids, and focusing mainly on what matters most, which is loving kindness and other great things. So Chabad is not different to Judaism in any way, shape, or form. It in fact is following the path of the Baal Shem Tov, which is the essence of Judaism, why God created us in the first place. So the next point is the Rebbe Mashiach? And the answer to that is, in my humble opinion, yes, he is the Mashiach. Every generation has a leader, and that leader is the Mashiach. I'm not going to bring many proofs. You can check it out. It's always been a traditional Jewish belief. The next question is, if the Rebbe passed away, can he be the Mashiach? The answer is yes. It's even brought down in the Talmud. It says if Mashiach is from the past ones, and I've written 2 books on Mashiach, so a little bit knowledgeable on the subject. And basically what's going to happen, according to my understanding, is first there will be the resurrection of the dead, and we will have, in a certain sense, many Mashiachs. There'll be one. I see the Rebbe as being the kind of greatest, almost the master of ceremonies, but the Moshe Rabbeinu is called Mashiach, David HaMelech is called Mashiach. So Mashiach in a way is not necessarily so exclusive. It is all the tzaddikim. Says just like the rose was made for the Shabbos table, the tzaddikim were made for the times of Mashiach. They will be the leaders in the times of Mashiach. What's the deal with Meshachistin and non-Meshachistin? So the answer is very simple. Some people felt, and it could be for various different reasons, it's not, and to be perfectly frank, I agree with this, it's not the role of Chabad to spread that the Rebbe is Mashiach. That's not the most important mission in the world. And, and also if it's going to push somebody away from Judaism, it's definitely a detriment. It's not an asset. If it will help somebody believe more in Mashiach, if it will help someone, great. If it's going to hurt someone, not great. And then you have slightly different opinion. And what a lot of people don't realize is those people called the Meshachism, they're not all about the Rebbe being Mashiach. That's not their main goal. Their main goal is promoting, and this they're 100% correct, what the Rebbe was into, which is that everything we're doing now has to be to bring Mashiach. It is a message of the Rebbe, which is focus on bringing Mashiach. That's their focus. Now, in addition, as a group, they've come up with a couple of ideas. One of them being to say Yechi, and that is kind of proclamation that the Rebbe is Mashiach, and a couple of different practices around that. Be that as it may, as he had passed already, my previous father-in-law said, the difference between the Meshachistin and non is a thin line. It's not much of a difference. Bottom line is, everybody in Chabad believes in the primary ideas of Avas Yisrael, loving your fellow Jew, of Judaism. Okay, there's 1 or 2 divergent points. We should not be diverging. We have anti-Semites that want to kill all Jews. We can't let little things, tiny differences, separate us. We're connected by millions of things. You're going to let one little thing separate you? As a great rabbi of Baumgarten in Australia, it's a different country, he said, he feels like this whole divide was only from the Satan to prevent Mashiach, because we know that before the Tzemach Tzedek once wanted to go to Israel. So his wife said, what's going to be with the Hasidim? So he said, the unity of the Hasidim will bring the Mashiach. So we have to stay unified. The Jewish people have to stay unified. And anybody that's involved in what's wrong with others, that's the wrong approach. As I came up with a line, never follow someone that's telling you what's wrong with someone else. Only follow someone that's telling you what's right with someone else. That is our goal, to see what's right, to see what's unified. That is the goal. So there are certain people that are busy criticizing Chabad, but that's not because they're right. It's because they're obsessed with their own egos and they don't like Chabad because it's so successful. So don't be part of evil. Be part of good. Support what's right. I hope this was informative.